Bloomburrow is one of the upcoming sets for Q3 of 2024, and the hype for this particular product is starting out very early. In today's video, we will go through some of the cards you probably should be looking at, as the financial impact of buying now versus buying later can mean you save a lot of money. Who wouldn't like the idea of being able to anticipate an opponent's move before they even made it? Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on your notification bells as I do upload content each and every day. And thanks again for everyone who's supporting the channel and helping me get closer to 20,000 subscribers. So in 2024, we have a lot of new sets coming up, but the most chatter I'm hearing about is for Bloomburrow, which comes up in Q3 of 2024. It's a long ways off, but that also means there's a lot of room for people to take advantage of certain financial cards that might be lower right now and have the possibility of spiking up, or cards that may purposely be left out by Wizards of the Coast only for a reprinting later down the road in some other Master Series product, which means the price will spike and jack up to higher levels if this set becomes popular. And the reason I'm choosing Bloomburrow is because there's a lot of things going on when it's a non-human set. We are talking anamorphic animals that are alive. Think about all the cards that can possibly interact in them, and I'm going to share a few of those with you today. I mean, the imagery alone from the set really sets the tone for what we can expect. And as I go through some images here, take a look at the first one here. You see the mouse, right? Now, Magic the Gathering doesn't have a lot of mice in it, but it does have quite a few wolves. Maybe they're going to be expanding on different forms of mice, maybe adding different attributes and skill levels. Maybe they're adding more wolves to the set. It is purely just an image they're showing us, but it leaves the opportunity and the window open. Now, when we look at our next slide here, this is the one that they showed us, and it's from the, squirrel type of thing, which people love squirrels in Magic. And here is a squirrel that obviously is looking into being like a necromancer. Look at the skulls and stuff in the background. The idea it's playing with magic. Guys, this is something you need to pay attention to. Squirrels are big. What cards relate to squirrels? What other sets like Modern Horizons 2 could give us those cards? And then the last image I want to share with you is the cutesy folksy home in the woods. Now, we don't see any tree ends here. We don't see anything crazy like that. But seeing greenery like this lets you know there's probably going to be some enchantments. And I believe they actually had stated on one of the fan pages that there's actually going to be emblems, which means there's a chance here to see some powerful planeswalker of some type. Keep that in mind. It'll be an animal planeswalker. I'm calling that now. I think it's going to happen. Now, this image here I'm going to share with you is some cards you should think about. Deranged Hermit, of course, fits with squirrels. I mentioned this in a video on Monday, and of course the sales really started to take off. It's definitely going to make the top 10 this weekend of my reserve list videos. Yavimaya Hollow is another card you probably want to pay attention to, as it regenerates a target creature. Now, that can be human or non-human, doesn't matter, but it's the idea that regeneration doesn't get used often. Players like to tweak with this stuff in commander decks, so it's something everyone kind of needs to be aware of. Our next one here, you got to think about dogs and cats living together, being friends. In a world like this, we don't know if they'll have dogs or cats, as they're kind of typically domesticated animals, but there may be different versions of them in larger sizes, like lions or tigers, right? They may have wolves or some kind of giant dog breed. And then you look at cards like Kinnan, the Bonder Prodigy. Remember him from Ikoria, but it's his bottom power. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a non-human creature card from among them onto the battlefield. So non-human cards. And this guy is going to work very well, or possibly very well, in a commander deck centered around things from Bloomburrow. Just mentioning it because these cards aren't super expensive right now, but who knows where they'll go if the set is built around smashing up big, huge monster creatures and getting them onto the battlefield. These cards could spike up. Dogs and cats fitting together can cause Rin and Ciri Inseparable to kind of go that route. And although players already play with these cards, if they get a real jump in popularity and they don't come up right again as a reprint, then that means Wizards may be intentionally leaving these cards out for future reprints in later products, which they will call some kind of Master Series type product. And the last one I want to share with you guys is, of course, the Animal Sanctuary. This is like from M21, but look where it says here. Put a +1/+1 counter on target bird, cat, dog, goat, ox, or snake. And then, of course, you have Swarm Yard, which is like a $10 card. It had a lot of sales spiking up earlier in the week as well. I think it was Monday I started counting a lot of these up. And you can see there it says regenerate target insect, rat, spider, or squirrel. So when you add those two types of cards in and understanding how Wizards of the Coast functions as a company, it says these cards already have a little bit of value. If we make a set like this with anamorphic animals, with a lot of cool design and features and things that get players going, and yes, the hype is definitely leading down that path, then by not printing cards like this, but they are reprintable, it leaves Wizards of the Coast the opportunity to buy these cards later on and say, hey, we've got them, we own them, let's put them in there as a reprint. And as a reprint, they're going to cost you guys money, but the price is already spiked up by players who bought them earlier. Because as soon as players get closer to release, somewhere around the 3 to 6 month mark, spoilers start coming out. Players will look at some of these cards and start making those connections. Other YouTube content creators will start hyping it more often and mentioning it. But right now, the market's kind of low. It's kind of quiet. Nobody's thinking about it. Nobody's really saying it. They're just kind of excited for the idea of what Bloomburrow will be. But those cards won't, as a draft set, they're going to be great. The price as a regular standard set won't be too high, and if they built it well and they put the right type of creature ratio monster, all the cool themes and stories to go along with it, then it's going to sell well. And when things sell well and the hype builds, then other connection cards from other sets to tweak it and make it more powerful start to kind of get built into it. And when you build those cards in, the values rise because of low stock and supply. And then you have that situation where Wizards gets the opportunity to reprint them again as some kind of Masters product because the prices went up. But meanwhile, we know all along they kind of knew that was going to happen. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. That's why I want to make you guys aware. Because when a popular world comes around like this, where already people are talking about the themes and the excitement, also that Duskmoor and House of Horror is getting a lot of talk, and I'll cover that in a later video. When I see this happening around me and I'm getting excited and I'm thinking about buying boxes of this set, and you start seeing all the comments from the local LGS people who watch the video, you see your Discord, your emails, the Reddit boards, the excitement building this early, and yes, it will wax and wane, it'll come down to earth, but it's not going to be forgotten. And when a few more trickle spoilers here and a few more trickle spoilers there start popping out, somebody might say, hey, that goes with Dusk Swarm. Oh, that kind of fits with Yavimaya. Oh, Squirrels, Deranged Hermit. I never bought one. They're only like 20 bucks right now on TCG Player. I should grab one. That's what you're going to see. And at first, it's going to be a slow trickle, a couple people here and there. And then it starts building and getting more exciting. And FOMO kicks in. And Rin and Siri, the inseparable. Hey, there's new dogs and cats that all fit together. There's new wolves and new type of saber-toothed tiger. I don't know. We have no idea what's in this set. And older cards, even on the reserve list, like Elephant Graveyard I mentioned before. If they give us mammoths of some type or elephants of some type, minotaurs of some type, we don't know what they're putting in. We don't know the relationship of the world, but it leaves a lot up in the air that players can prepare for now. Understanding you may not use all these cards until 2024, but you might be saving yourself a bucket load of cash. At some point, speculators are going to notice this stuff. They're going to start putting 2 and 2 and 1 and 1 and 4 and 4 together and say, there's some money to be made here. We haven't seen a lot of speculators back, but with popular sets like this, as we've seen in the past, you're going to see a lot of sales start hyping up, and you might be a little bit late to the party. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't wait till after release. And I'm talking like 12 months after the release, a lot of these cards calm down. So even if you miss the boat now, just don't buy at the height of FOMO. Wait until a year later. Write down a list on your Excel sheets and stuff, wherever you're going to keep a little spreadsheet of cards you like to keep, and you say, these are the cards I want, but wait for everything to calm the tone down. When things come down after this kind of excitement, it does take a while, but most of these cards will slowly come down as the interest moves on. It inevitably always moves on. So players don't have to freak out if they don't get in right now. But a lot of us, tend to get caught up in the excitement, and we overspend on cards that we could have saved a lot of money buying earlier. And these are just a few of the cards. I'm sure there's a lot more out there, and I'm sure you guys can drop some comments in the comments section letting me know which cards I've missed out on that you think should be on that list based on what animals they give us. Think about all the birds out there. Think about the eagles, the hawks, all those other creatures we're not even thinking about right now, all the snakes they could add, spiders, Loth from Dungeons and Dragons. Loth may have real uses that they keep adding new spiders in, and we get things that regenerate spiders, bring spiders in. We don't know, but it leaves a lot open, and that window being open means some players will key in on cards that are going to hit multiple kind of, this is going to check the box here and check the box there. Either way, best to be prepared. Let me know what you guys think in the comment sections. How do you feel about a set like this and the popularity of certain cards being bought out this early? That's what I want to know, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today and allowing me to entertain you here on the channel. Guys, it's always a great time to be celebrating the game of Magic, and Wizards has done a pretty good job so far this year for 2024. A lot of stuff looks like it's going to be popular and exciting for players. Looking forward to talking to you guys in the comment section. Have an awesome day. Hey, and a big special thank you and shout out to the fantastic patrons I have on this channel supporting me each and every day. Because of that support, daily uploaded content is made possible by the amazing patrons and YouTube membership members. Thanks again, everyone, for being there. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you made it to the end. You're those people, the people who make it all the way. You're the ones who sit past the post credits. You're the ones who clean up the popcorn and leave everything neat and tidy. Either way, glad you're here. How do you guys feel? I was surprised to see how much popularity I'm seeing for a lot of these products coming up. A lot of hype, a lot of positive energy for the new sets. So I myself, this is the one I'm looking forward to. I think there's a lot of connections here that can really be a lot of fun to create with. But there's also a lot of abuse possibilities by Wizards of the Coast based on what they print and don't print. And if they really build this set this way, we are going to see some of these cards spike up in value. That's why I had to put this video out, to give people tons of notice to get in early and hopefully at least buy one copy of things they might be using if they think this set is for them. So either way, it's kind of cool. I'm excited. Anyway, yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Busy day today. Either way, thanks for coming out. Thanks for being here. Slam down a boomstick in the comment section to let me know you made it this far. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. As always, clean up after yourselves, man. Before I leave the room here, just take 5 minutes, clean up. It makes everyone happier. Guys, have an awesome day, man. Bloomburrow's gonna rock.